Alright guys, so I just uploaded the 2025 prediction contender series tier list video on my main channel, and I'm going to be looking back at my 2024 contender series prediction contender series tier list video on my last year's on my main channel and uploading it to my second channel. Did that make sense? No. No, it didn't. I'm going to be skipping through it because this is a half-an-hour video, and at this time, I guess I just hadn't quite learned the art of speeding things up a little bit. A lot of my main channel videos now are not this long. And to be fair, my ad revenue has absolutely tanked. Absolutely tanked. I'm actually broke at the moment. But with that being said, I think that my videos probably are a little bit more enjoyable because who wants to sit here and watch me talk for half an hour anyways? I will say as well, it's quite fun kind of looking back at things. You know, this is me last year. I have lost a lot of weight since then. Like, I can just kind of see it in my face even then. And I know I've got a beard right now and I'm also bald. But yeah, like I definitely kind of have looked a lot different since then. Let's kind of see how we started off the video. I know I started slow and then sped up towards the end. So with championship potential, Lana Kavanagh. I still don't think this is necessarily a bad take. Now, I don't fully agree, to be honest with you now, because he did lose to Charles Johnson. Definitely a top 15 potential kind of guy. But I can understand why I did think that Lana Kavanagh could be that good at the time, because he did look so good against Antoine Ho. And he has had a very good Cage Warriors career. Rizvan Kuniev championship potential. Now, I'm still going to defend this take because he did have a pretty close fight against Curtis Blades in his UFC debut. And Curtis Blades, I believe he did fight for the interim title, did he not? And I think that Curtis Blades is still like a top-ranked guy. And the fact that Kuniev did have a competitive fight that some people think he won against him, I think that's a good take, to be honest with you still. Kevin Viejas, definitely still top 15. However, I think that right now, and I know that me and Viejas manager are best buds. I love you, Martin. I really do. I still think that Viejas is too small for 145 pounds, and I don't think that his most recent performance was all that convincing. Cody Haddon just beat Dan Argueta in his debut, looked quite good. I think that's a pretty good take by me. I can still defend that for sure. Jose Delano. I think Delano could be a top 15 potential guy now. I think that he's looked really good in the UFC so far. He recently picked up a massive quick win. He's got another opportunity coming up soon. He just beat Hyder Amil. And I think he's got another pretty big fight coming up. So he could go pretty far. These are the guys that I just didn't think were any good. Bruno Lopez is 1-1 in the UFC. So he's probably going to last longer than 5 fights. But, you know, he did still get knocked out in the first round by Jacoby. Cortavius Romius just lost to Bolaños, and I think he's even lost again, so I think he might be 0-1, 0-2 in the promotion. I'm sorry, Romios, you're really fun, but I just don't think you're UFC level. Then my wild cards, this is just a cop-out category. I didn't do this year. I stood up like a man, and I said how it was, but Mansour Abdul Malik wild card, I think that was just maybe based on cardio and experience at the time. Gustafsson, striking defense, 100% is why I put him as a wild card. I can tell you that much for sure. And yeah, I still think that maybe now we could see Gustafsson kind of have a successful UFC career, but he did just get knocked out by Renat. Not bad take so far, I would say. I know there's some bad ones coming, though. Okay, Wellmaker, top 15 potential. I still believe in that. Did I actually put Bashi here? I need to probably watch this through. Multiple years in the UFC, Hyun-Suk Ho and Bogdan Grad, that's fine, I still think so. Jordan Santos, less than 5 fights, I think that's true. This is the Russian guy that I don't think has made his UFC debut yet. I'm just going to make sure if I can remember his name. Andrei Pulayev. Has he made his UFC debut? Because I don't think that he has. He has, and he beat Nick Klein by KO in round 2, and I didn't remember. Okay, that's probably wrong. Like, he's probably going to go a little bit further than that then. Maybe he is going to be a multiple years in the UFC guy. Tulio wildcard, that's just a cop-out by me. But I think at the time, I just didn't think that Tulio was that good. And I will say he has stepped up a level since joining the UFC. Actually, I forgot to see what I said about Bashi, but I did put him in the top 15 potential. Now, I think he's got top 15 potential at 135, not at 145, though. Gulancel killed multiple years in the UFC. You could probably bump that up to top 15 now, I think. Jordan Santos, less than 5 fights. Respectable, understandable for sure. Eunice Dubin, less than 5 fights. Understandable, respectful. World champion. Multiple-time King of the Ring champion. Carlos
this made me glazy Navajo Sterling.
Champion. Navajo Sterling's going to go far. I do believe in that. And now He's still undefeated in the UFC. I know I put Josias Musasa as a wild card, I think. I think he's probably going to be in this category, so Josias. I'm curious to see what I have to say about this lady, though, because I just don't remember her face at all.
To be a wild card. This guy's going to be... I think she's good. I think she's good. I think she's top 15 potential, I'll be honest with you guys. The thing about Nicole Cagliari is I didn't think that she was that great because I had only seen her old fights. I genuinely hadn't seen any of her recent fights.
She's 0-2 in the UFC. Okay, that's the first
pick her opponent,
undefendable, really, really bad take. Cagliari's 0-2 in the UFC. Oh, that's a bad take. She lost to Judas by KO in round 3, and she lost to Ernesto Karakate as well. I think it is, as I was kind of alluding to in the video, because I just hadn't really seen any tape on her, really. And then she just looked so good on the Contender series, I kind of based that all off that. But yeah, that's a bad take. That's embarrassing, to be fair. But I know there's worse coming up. I know there's a lot worse coming up. Okay, we got Elijah Smith, multiple years in the UFC. I mean, he looks like he could be pretty good, to be fair. We got Taliesin Teixeira, wild card. I even still think to this day he's still a wild card, right? Because he lost to Derek Lewis, but he smoked Justin Tuffer. So how good is he really?
Yeah, okay, so Atiba Gautier is... He showed better takedown defense than I expected.
I'm going to just put this out there, by the way. This is before Gautier made his UFC debut, obviously. And in my mind, at the time of me recording this video, I was thinking about his loss on the regional scene, in which he completely death-gassed after round 1.
Ridiculous power. Ridiculous power. But I think he's going to have to go here. Because I'm not sure. I think he's only had, what, like 7 pro fights. He's 6-1. He did beat the wrestler from Japan. Showed really good takedown defense in that fight. Despite showing really bad takedown defense throughout his whole career.
That's true. That is true.
That was a bad pick. I did pick the guy from Japan, by the way.
It was a bad pick. To this day, it was a bad pick.
He showed really bad cardio and takedown defense in his career. I need to stop.
That's true.
I think he's a wild card because
that's true. That is true, and you do need to shut up. So let's move on. Ahmad Hassanzada, yes, less than 5 fights. Kevin Christian, the worst signing in UFC history, maybe from the Contender series. Daniil Donchenko never made his debut. He failed a PED test, which is crazy. Why did I put... This is the guy that beat Kutsi, right? This is the guy that lost. That's another terrible tape, because he's terrible. This is Frunza, Daniel Frunza. I think he's awful at fighting. Absolutely terrible. That's another indefensible take, in my opinion. Jacoby Smith, champ potential. Yeah, definitely probably still feel that way. I do think, honestly, I think that he's definitely still kind of has that potential, and the key word probably is potential in this video. I think I kind of tried to not leave myself open to absolutely getting smoked. But yeah, I think that makes sense. What do I have to say about Torres?
Torres Finney. I think we all love Torres Finney.
I love Torres Finney.
Here's the thing about Torres Finney.
I was pretty big, wasn't I? I've lost a lot of weight.
To say, because this guy must walk around a very heavy weight, and he must still cut a lot of weight to make 185. But he is 5'6". He is 5'6". Can he make 170? Like, can he? Because I think you get some of the
that's still a valid sort of argument,
bigger middleweights. Right? This guy, he's going to look small. He looks really, really small against Cam Ralston. And I was like, dude, this guy looks like he could be at welterweight. But then he looked fine. But
he's got so much muscle.
The other guy from Spain.
Like, can he make 185?
I think he's a wild card, man, because the striking just isn't there.
Cop out. Why don't you pick a choice? All right, let's go on to this guy. He hasn't made his debut yet. He's the Ecuadorian grappler. This is a bad take as well. This is the guy from Kazakhstan who's got the tick. I forgot his name already, but he's lost twice. I think he got subbed by Guillotine, by Kimura, by Bruno. Anyways, by a guy called Bruno. David Martinez is top 15 right now, I think.
I don't know. This guy's like 7. This is another guy whose name has genuinely...
Oh, Cody Steele, top 15. Oh, that's a bad take. Oh my god, that's awful. Vakatov, it's a cop-out, but he never signed.
Potentially here. I think he's ranked potential, though, because...
Yeah, that's a good take. The Cody Steele take is awful, though. Sorry.
Devali.
Yeah.
Oh, he just doesn't
I don't think Yadi Devali's made his UFC debut either,
but I think he's got good enough grappling. He's not a guillotine merchant.
I know that a terrible take is on the way, which is why I'm kind of skipping through. He has made his debut. He beat Conor Matthews, but Matthews is not UFC level. Bulgarian is his next fight. That's going to tell us if Del Valle's any good, actually, to be fair.
Is only
Nick
what
Klein. What do I pick?
This is all find out who. Man, 5 is
Wild
Okay.
card.
All right,
Yeah,
here
it's
we
just
go.
because he's so big and
Who are
powerful.
these guys?
David
This is Mario
Martinez.
Pinto. And I didn't recognize.
Wait, Luis
Mario Pinto's
Garule
like one of
champ potential. I missed it. Oh my god, bruh. This is my worst take maybe ever. This is worse than me hyping up Joseph Holmes, I think. Yes. Yes, I did believe that Joseph Holmes was a really good UFC prospect at one point. What do I have to say? I need to shame myself for this.
Luis Garule's champ potential is Ali, the striking. Merchant is Carlos here. Luis Garule's champ potential, Nick Klein.
That's it. That's it. Okay, whatever. At the time, I really thought that I believed in his striking, his movement, his wrestling, because he looked good against Piccinini on short notice. But, yeah, Nick Klein, I think I just put wild card, right?
Yeah.
Mario Pinto champ potential, that's a good take in my opinion.
Alberto
He did
Montes,
just
his name's
have a
not
pretty good
Carlos.
performance. I actually picked him to lose as well.
That's a good striker. Let me know what you
David
guys
Martinez
think.
top 15
This is
potential.
my
Yeah, that's fair. I would probably honestly put maybe that you could put David Martinez as champ potential now. Honestly. Just given the fact that he did beat Rob Font on short notice. So just kind of the fact that he's 2-0 in the UFC, already has a number next to his name. Probably is just champ potential kind of based on that. But I think in general, actually, I thought that these were like a lot worse because I knew that I put Luis Garule in champ potential, and that is just a terrible, terrible take. That is worse than me hyping up Joseph Holmes. Worse. Cody Steele top 15 potential once again, really, really bad. Just a terrible, terrible take. The thing is, I didn't even think that Daniel Franza was very good at the time. Why did I put him here? But I guess maybe it's just because I thought maybe he was good enough to last longer than his first contract. Everyone else down here isn't like that good. I don't know why this is the guy that beat Candelario, but I keep forgetting his name. The wild cards are just a cop-out for me. I think in general, actually, these picks aren't that bad. Cagliari, top 15 potential is bad. Like, that's just embarrassing too, to be fair. But I've never really prided myself on, like, having a good knowledge of women's MMA, to be fair. Tainara Lisboa as well, I skipped her. She's top 15 potential right now, I think. So, I mean, you could definitely shuffle this around, like, up one. But if you have to shuffle it more than one, I think that's where the takes are bad. But maybe, but like I feel like in general this list wasn't as bad as I thought it was, to be fair, actually. Like I actually kind of had a much better sort of grasp on how good these guys could be in hindsight, to be honest with you. But let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.